There's been a lot of talk about the state of Draft League on YouTube lately. And while I'm definitely late for the party, I'm here to kick off the after party. I have noticed that most of the talk has had two things in common. They're all made by people that are actively playing, and they all lack a perspective that I think is basically essential when you're talking about YouTube. So therefore I'm going to talk a little bit about why I stopped playing and some of the things that I think really needs to improve. So grab your armor fender signs, because I won't be sugarcoating this, though I will quickly add, obviously I have made a lot of these mistakes too, and I realize that most people that are in the community are still relatively new to Draft League, and when we start making videos, no matter who you are, your videos are gonna be shitty. So I have kept that in mind, but I'm still going to share my opinions. So the first one I'm going to mention is, it's very popular, is the timer. I absolutely hate the timer, and the timer absolutely hates me.
I have been her friend! I have never hurt her! No!
Timer, we both know that's a lie. While being indecisive and running out of time is definitely a me problem, it does create another problem, because reality is that it's a very anticlimactic way for a battle to end. Both from a player perspective, because I don't think it's not fun, because mostly when this happens, the game haven't actually been decided. And also from a viewer perspective, because obviously when you choose someone that you're watching, you're pretty invested in how they're doing, and having a game end on timer is kind of iffy. And timer stall, to add to that, has also never, in my experience, been as commonly practiced as it is now. And from my experience, because all this is 100% subjective, it's based on my experiences, is not only done when the person does not have any other certain way of winning, because then it would be fair. It wouldn't be happening that often again. But it's not only when there's no other win condition that it happens. And having it be more common, combined with the fact that it's a very anticlimactic way of ending a battle, makes it toxic, to say it as it is, especially for a Wi-Fi league. And I repeat this, a Wi-Fi league that is uploaded to YouTube, where you do definitely not want anticlimactic videos. And this leads me to the next problem, and that is that people seem to care a lot more about winning these games than to actually create content. And I repeat, this is for Wi-Fi leagues. Slapping your game into OBS, clicking record, and throwing that video up onto YouTube does not make you a content creator. It just makes you a random person that uploads a video. And I'll admit, in the later leagues that I participated in, I really stalled with saying yes to participating, simply because my enjoyment of playing has been largely correlated to the people that I'm supposed to be playing. And that's simply because I don't particularly enjoy playing against free CPO, but without the charm.
How rude!
I enjoy playing as people that are ambitious about wanting to create content rather than just winning. And I'm sorry to say this, a super unimportant game that no one will care about when this league is over. And reality is, there's no big creators left on the scene. And that is very important, because they, while not being the best battlers necessarily, they're the ones that make banger content, because there's a reason why those guys have been the big channels. And because the general quality of the remaining community has been lowered, it means that we have less viewer retention, because reality is, there's not one person left that you can say have a big channel. The biggest ones on the radar might be big for the guy that has 100 subscribers, yes. In the grand scheme of YouTube, no, darling. The rest of us, we're small, we don't have a solid viewer base. And since we don't have a big viewer base, it means that we have a lot less exposure to this genre of playing Pokemon. And reality is that because of all this, people have either A, forgotten the Draft League even exists because they don't follow us small people that have been playing it throughout the last couple of years, or they don't have a bloody clue about what it even is. And this in turn actually leads directly into my next problem, which is that, darlings, we've been using the same formula for thumbnails since 2014. Probably, I think that's when it started. And you know what the problem is? We are in 2022. The graphics have not improved at all, and they're no longer recognizable because we don't have big people playing them and exposing this sort of thumbnails to a large viewer base. And this is just said as it is. People do not search on YouTube for Draft League at all. That's not how the videos are found. Like, look here, or here, no draft league. Could be the people don't search for it. Instead, what our videos are doing are they're competing on the recommended feature and the search functions. So like the things that comes out at the start, subscriber feeds, all that, that's where our views mostly stem from on draft league videos. And with the type of thumbnails then that are super outdated and not recognizable, it's honestly not surprising that viewers are not tuning in, because why would they? And the few that might do, they then end up with the human version of C-3PO and makes it like, nope, I'm never doing this. And I'll be honest, I make videos because I want people to watch my videos. I don't make them just to make them. Staying with the leagues, I really think they dropped the ball so hard in regards to actually having engagement with the viewing part of the community, but that in of itself, that's a whole other discussion. So something that I would like to see from coaches is to use some time to try and get away from that try-hard hyper competitiveness and develop some presence on camera for one, and try and evolve the skills that they have, whether that's, you know, editing videos, whether that's making graphics, whatever it is. Use some time to try and improve your content and step from just being a random person that slaps something up on the internet and says, I hope this goes well, to being something that actually, someone that actually creates content. Because then, when the new generation comes, which should be November, late November, yeah, that's how they usually do it, then we have higher quality content, and the leaks hopefully have made some graphics that are more modern, up to date, that can actually kind of get people into the game. So even if we have a shitty timer, we still have something else that can appeal to people. At the end of the day, the timer's not what stopped me from playing. And I don't think it's the only reason why people like A-Drive, people like Joey, have quit. There's definitely other reasons. And for me, those main reasons have been hyper competitiveness and lack of ambition. That's it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.